Hey everybody, how you doing? This is TJ. I'm going to be doing a review of my everyday carry. This is kind of a, if you're anything like me, you like going on YouTube, like figuring out what everybody else is carrying, check out some new gear for some future purchases, that kind of stuff. And that's what this is all about. This is my outlook of what a logical approach to everyday carry would be. Alright, a little bit of background on me. I am not a law enforcement officer. I am not a survival instructor. I take those courses as part of my job, and I also take them in my spare time, so that's where I base all of my opinions off of. And please be warned, these are my opinions. I am not here to tell you that anything you carry is wrong and everything that I carry is right. But at the same time, I am going to question a couple of things I see a lot of people claim as part of their EDC, which just flat out don't make any sense to me. But we'll hit on those last, and you guys can feel free to comment if you like or not. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and get started. Alright, besides everything you see here, I think that the very first tool that you should take a look at, and it's the one that you don't have an option of whether or not you have it or not, that's your physical fitness, your body. You have this tool with you all day, every day. It's not a, hey, I'm gonna take it out today or not. So we use these tools to ease our flow of the day, when one of the easiest ones to hone, if you will, is yourself. That's all I'm really going to say about that. Just take a look at yourself first, and then who knows, it may actually change your outlook on what you carry around. But anyway, these items are planned for every day. That's what's everyday carry, okay? Kind of makes sense. A lot of the videos I see are guys that have so much gear that it seems like they are planning for the end of the world. Okay, I can't tell you when, I can't plan for that. I can't tell you when that's going to happen, and I'm pretty sure you can't tell me when that's going to happen either. So, but what I can plan for is going back and forth to work during the week, going to the grocery store, going to a friend's house, what have you. The little items I know are going to happen every week, alright? So that's where my kit comes from. And also, I am very much a proponent of less is better. The less crap I have on me, the more comfortable I'm going to feel, okay? If you have too much stuff, inevitably you're going to end up dressing just to cover your gear. And that's just not how it's supposed to work. Your gear is supposed to work for you. Every item I carry, I do massive amounts of research on it. I am very particular about what I carry. I want whatever that item is to work for me. It may not, whatever works for me may not work for you, or it might work for everybody. You just don't know until you try it out. So I do a lot of research on this stuff, and you know what? An item, it might be the highest dollar version of that item, or it might be the cheapest one. It's whatever works for you. So take that into consideration whenever you start shopping around. All right, enough of that jibber jabber. Let's get right into it. So the first thing that everybody is going to have on them is a nice set of keys. All right. I don't have anything special on here. I don't carry a bottle opener, and I don't carry a multi-tool. If you do, rock on. That's just not me. I don't carry a bottle opener, and I'll tell you why here in just a second. Like I said, less is better. So, very simple. For you guys, wallet. Nothing special about this. The only thing that I guess you could call it special is I specifically bought this one for an exterior ID sleeve, and that's just because I have to show my ID to get to and to get on work, or get to work and back. So I just wanted a quick reference. I can look down, see if I have it or not. All right. Excuse me. All right. Next thing, cell phone. Everybody has them nowadays, and it's just a part of our everyday life. All right. You guys that are Android guys, please don't hate me. I used to be an Android guy too. I crossed over to the dark side a while ago, and it's been working out pretty good for me. I always have a problem with dropping my cell phone, so I always put a nice case on it. Now, I went with an OtterBox on this, and this is my plug for OtterBox. This case is tried and true. I have wrecked a motorcycle with this phone in this case on me, and it came out without a scratch. It went flying straight into the ground with me. All right, so definitely proven in my mind. But that's my plug for OtterBox. All right, for those of you guys that are fans of NCIS, I know I am. You can't help but you can't argue with Gibbs' rule, and that is carry a knife everywhere. All right. I've gone through several knives. I've had a lot of folding knives. There's some really good folding knives out on the market. The one I carry is a Spyderco Delica 4, and there are several reasons why I carry this knife. First one is the size. If you can see this in my hand, this is not a very big knife, and the blade is less than 3 inches. So if you have, it doesn't present too many problems with legally carrying them into some more restrictive buildings. All right. It's a very smooth knife. It's unbelievably light. This thing is in the range of around 2 ounces. So you barely even notice it's on you. The ergonomics on this thing are amazing. I mean, it just fits right in my hand. Good cutting surface, very good steel. The cost is another reason why I bought this knife. This is about a $50 knife, and it's worth every penny. Lastly, it's kind of a nostalgic thing. Spyderco's been around for a while, and I had one of these when I was a kid. Didn't really know what I had, didn't really have much respect for it. All I wanted to do was beat the hell out of it, and beat the hell out of it I did. And that thing took every lick I threw at it. Ended up losing it, you know, kind of bad on me. I found this one not too long ago, and I was just kind of reminiscing about it. I was like, hey, I remember that leaf-shaped blade and everything like that, and I really liked it, so I picked it up, and I've been carrying it ever since. I'm a right-handed guy, so I really wanted the size of this to match my phone, because these two go in the exact same pocket. And with this clip and how streamlined this is, I take this in and out of my pocket more than I take my knife in and out of my pocket. So I wanted something I can take the cell phone out of my pocket without it snagging against this, okay? So that's another kind of a pro on this knife for me. It also, remember when I said I didn't carry a bottle opener? You see that clip? That's your bottle opener right there. It works every time. I test it out every Friday and Saturday night. Trust me, it works. All right. So just a very nice knife. You pick what works for you. Also, I've seen a lot of guys with they're hell bent and determined to have spring-loaded and legal automatic opener knives. I'm just not that guy, and the only reason is I've never been in a scenario where I needed to open a knife faster than that. Okay, that's the only reason I say that. But anyway, good knife. All right, getting to the one that some people are pro, some people are against. I happen to be pro for this, and the only reason I really am is because I like to travel a lot. I like to see new and interesting places, but you can get a good feel for where you're going, but not necessarily the caliber of people, so to speak, that you're going to come across. And that is a concealed carry pistol. And for that option, I went with the Glock 27. And this is a perfect pistol as far as I'm concerned, especially for everyday carry. The size is perfect. The beveling on the front lets you go in and out of the waistband, inside waistband holster, very nice. It's perfect sized weapon. It fits in my hand really nice. I actually don't really worry about the pinky extension. There are a lot of conversion magazines for this one, because this you can put all the way up to a Glock 22 mag in this, and you can have pinky extensions on them, and it'll feel like a full frame magazine or a full frame pistol. I did put night sights on this, and the reason for that is you start looking at one of the bad guys usually prone to come out towards you. It's probably going to be somewhere dark, so might as well have some good sights on it. Other than that, I just put the skateboard tape on it. That kind of helps with the grip a little bit. And a extended slide release, just because I have kind of fat thumbs and I'm a little clumsy whenever I'm cycling the slide back and forth. But other than that, it's awesome. Now, this is my one plug for Glock, for guys who are interested in buying a Glock. Caliber is going to depend on you. You either like 45s or some guys carry 380s. It's all up to you what you're comfortable carrying, shooting, and controlling. The people I'm speaking to are the guys who are in the 40, 357 SIG, and 9mm range. If you're going to buy a Glock, here is my personal opinion and suggestion. Always buy a 40 caliber. The reason that is because if you have a 40 caliber, you can convert this weapon down. The 40 caliber has the largest diameter hole in the slide, and the barrel is interchangeable with this little guy. This is a Lone Wolf 40-9 conversion barrel. This is the only thing in this weapon that makes your pistol a specific caliber. So if I ever want to plink around or just shoot some really cheap ammo, all I got to do is take that barrel out, and for those of you who know how a Glock disassembles, it's that fast. So it's just a really nice option. I love having options, and if you want a Glock 26, but you still want to kind of have you want to be able to change back and forth, buy a 40, put that barrel in there, and leave it in there. I've had zero malfunctions, failure to eject, smokestacks, any of that. I've never had an issue with that barrel, and I've never had an issue with this Glock in this factory configuration either. But very nice pistol, very, very reliable. All right, this right here was probably the longest research I ever did on any of these items, and that is if you guys are into concealed carry, the holster is always the hardest thing to find. And I found this as just on a whim in a gun show. And if you can see this is made by Tommy Tice, Theis. I did not even know this. I've looked at Galco. I have looked at Uncle Mike's. I've looked at Serpa's, all kinds of stuff. This guy is actually local to me. I'm in the Arkansas area, and he is actually about 30 miles from me. Picked it up at a gun show for about 60 bucks. This is the most comfortable holster I have ever put on in my life, and I've put on the King Tuck and all this other stuff. Those typically come out of the factory with cowhide. This one comes with horsehide, and that's its factory line comes with horsehide, so it's really thin, really tough, and really smooth. And when I have this holster on and I have my pistol on me, the only reason I know I'm armed is because of the weight. All right. So if I can cut down on that printing issue, it's all go for me. And I've actually worn this with just a t-shirt on, and nobody's ever noticed that I was even packing. So just a plug for a local small business. Definitely check them out. About 60 bucks. You can find them on the internet. Just Google them. All right. Next section. People are either going to agree or disagree with me on some of these items. These are the items that I question because I don't understand why people carry them. And again, this is my personal opinion. And this is for the average Joe. If you have any specific reason why you carry this, by all means carry it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. All right. This is just for the average Joe. The first thing is a flashlight. I don't understand why people carry a flashlight. I've seen guys carry small flashlights. I've seen guys carry like almost mag light size flashlights, and they carry them in Kydex holsters on their belt and all kinds of other stuff. And their reasoning for it is like, oh, if I have to illuminate a room. All right, here's why I don't carry a flashlight. There's my flashlight right there. Okay, it's just a couple clicks away. I'm not subduing somebody or trying to blind somebody with this thing. It's just as a everyday tool, just to walk into a dark room trying to find a light switch. Hey, this works. All right. And a lot of guys use their flashlight as a self-defense. Inevitably, if you're going to talk about EDC, eventually you're going to end up in the self-defense arena, and I think that's kind of what we're leaning into right now. The next thing is a tactical pen. There are two reasons why everybody says they carry a tactical pen. The first one is the obvious. It's a pen. All right, writing. I get it. It's awesome. I don't carry a pen on me. I have one in my truck. As far as the guys who carry a pen on them at all times, okay, there's no problem with that. But usually, whenever I need a pen, someone needs me to sign something. Generally, they have a pen for me. So I just borrow theirs, and as far as taking notes, I have a notepad app right here, and that's where I take my notes. Again, less is better. If I can make one tool do multiple things, that's probably what I'm going to do. So less crap. I don't want to walk around looking like Batman with a whole gadget belt on, right? Second reason people say they carry tactical pens is as a non-lethal form of self-defense, okay? If you've ever played around with these tactical pens, they come actually very sharp, and you can puncture skin if you jab at somebody very hard. So my question is, if you're intending at jabbing at somebody with an item to puncture a hole into them, there it is. Other than that, I think that a combination of the knife, a tactical pen, flashlight for, blinding or subduing somebody, I think you're actually, this is, again, my opinion, I think you're giving yourself too many options. If you're ever in a scenario like that, and I've actually been in a couple of these, nothing to the point of, actually having to hurt somebody, but you want your decision making to be that quick. I don't want to sit there and go, oh, should I hit him with my knife? Should I hit him with my flashlight, with my tactical pen, take my flip-flop off, slap him across the face, maybe it'll change his attitude. I don't want to have those options. I want to have one quick, decision making process and have it get it over with and then move on with my day. And again, this is the #1 rule that a lot of guys I respect have always taught in their classes, and this is the #1 rule I stand by. The very first option you should ever go with in any of these self-defense scenarios, run away if you can. You really do not need to get into anything that you absolutely can avoid, okay? I am not going to sit here and prove my manhood by unloading an entire clip into you just because I can. If I have an option to get away, that's what I'm going to do. And that kind of leads me into my next one is guys who carry multiple clips for their pistol. I'm talking like 2-3 extra clips. My question to those guys is exactly what type of engagement are you planning on getting into every day? It sounds like you want to get into a gun battle with somebody, which honestly is not the best option, especially if you are a guy who is a big proponent of self-defense. Again, you can get away, get away. My opinion on if you have multiple clips is if you are in a scenario that warrants that much ammunition, I challenge you to reevaluate where it is that you hang out. That's probably a better course of action than going out and, you know, stacking 3 magazines on your left side with your pistol on your right side. That's just decision making right there. This item is made to shoot and kill things. Okay, that's what it's designed for. That's how I use it. My intended use for this is to shoot 1 or 2 times, just enough to get you to stop following me, and then I'm running away. Alright, this is not on me to enforce the law, okay? This is to protect my life or to protect the life of somebody else. That is it. If I don't have to fire it, I'm not going to fire it. I'm not going to stand there and try and prove my dominance over you by unloading 3 magazines into you, okay? I mean, if I have the time to unload 3 magazines, I have been in this scenario entirely too long, okay? That's just my personal opinion on it, and again, situations are going to vary, but overall that's kind of a good rule of thumb. As far as the items that are here, like I said, your physical being is one of them, and all of these items, again, they are just what I carry. Last but not least is a tool that overrides every one that I've already listed, and that's just having good wits. You gotta follow the ABCs. Always be cool. If you have a good sound judgment about you, you can pretty much think your way out of any scenario that any one of these any self-defense scenario that any one of these tools are going to be in, if they're going to play a part in. Just some good decision making. You won't have to use this one, that one, or your tactical pen, or blinding somebody with your flashlight. Make good decisions, and hopefully you won't get into that. Sometimes it's inevitable, but I tend to think that for the most part they're few and far between. But again, just make good decisions. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you have any comments for me, have any feedback, or if you'd like to see any of my items have their own unique review, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to sit down and make a review out of it, and I got some other gear. Might be making a couple of videos later. Alright, so for now, I appreciate you guys watching. Y'all have a good night.